in Tamale for my outfit this morning. Call him 0246 590 162. Again, 0246 590 162. If it's your birthday today, I want to wish you a happy birthday from all of us here at TV3. And we also wish Madame Na Kweko Ajay, Managing Director of Zoom Lion Domestic Services, a happy birthday. And they're praying for God's guidance to lead you to success at every step of your life. I hope that your dedication to your work inspires people every single day. This is from Benjamin Royce Tate, Managing Director of Gold Orchard Ghana Limited. Also to Empress McLady and to Mr. and Mrs. Lamte. What's your birthday? It will be your birthday on 18th of December. That's tomorrow at the Future of Glory International School for graduation and carousels as well. Locations Macedonia off the Insawam Road. And a happy birthday to the Chief Executive Officer of Strategic Communications Africa Limited, Stratcom Africa, Madame Esther Koba, a colossus in communication and PR. This is from the entire management and staff of Stratcom Africa and from Etanam Say here at Media General. If it's your special occasion too over the weekend, you're getting married or getting engaged, we wish you well. The Daily Statement this morning says Green Ghana records 85% success rate. Deputy Minister Okiti Bio says so. Now MPP set for delegates conference. All roads lead to Kumasi. Fatih Abubakar schools EMB on election communications and government to acquire more buses for Metro Mass. The last time I heard New Plan was folding up. Carlos Ayinkra was sent to go and promise them that we'll buy buses from them. It's been more than 1 year, by the way. The Republic Press, 8 to testify in alleged kidnap pregnant woman's trial. Focus on accountable use of e-levy proceeds. Parliamentary Affairs Minister tells minority and husband sues wife over ugly baby. Bagbing in a dilemma torn between majority and minority. Opuni bounced again as attempt to flee from Honyenuga falls flat. NDC MP fights Ekufuado over border closure. That's Abla Jifa Gomashi. She's the member of parliament for the Ketchisa constituency. The Finder newspaper is next. It says isolation centers for international travelers stretched. Dr. Kuma Abwaji, 20 million trees to be planted next year. How are the trees we planted this year doing? Key question. Bagbing's proposal to finance minister is without effect, and 33.96 million valuables destroyed by fire between January and October this year. Fire service. Also, women spend 26,500 to achieve slim, thick figure. Okay. BNFT, we need to develop capacity to produce own oil, Energy Minister, as some foreign firms are exiting the continent. Minimum pension must be increased after staying flat for 3 years. ACRR. Togbi Afede reignites debate on high lending rate, urges Parliament to look into the matter. And the 2 Gold Coins lifelong project, E on3 Group says so. The Republic Press, okay, we read that one already. The Custodian, government earmarks 20 million euros for National Vaccine Institute and 6.87 billion Ghana cedis spent on rice imports in 4 years. Word of misinformation, Fatih Abubakar to African EMBs and Jospon Communications Group SOUP awards there. Now, I think we're done with that. My guest this morning is lawyer Abraham Amalba. He is the head of the legal team of the National Democratic Congress. He's also a member of the National Communications team. With him is Mr. Alfred Thompson, a remarkable banker, and he's also a member of the National Communications team of the NPP, and he has intentions for the forthcoming NPP elections. Gentlemen, welcome. Good morning. How are you doing? Alfred, how are you today? What's grounds there?
It's good. Central region, and I wish them a safe travel today, since all of them most of them will be leaving this this afternoon and this evening for Kumasi. I wish them traveling mercies, God's grace and mercy. And I know that we would meet there on Sunday because I will be leaving tomorrow early in the morning and arrive on Sunday, and we shall meet and talk a lot more. And then I wish them traveling mercies back on Monday. I wish the national team, the president, the vice, and everyone who is going a successful conference. We believe that united we stand, divided we fall. So at the end of the day, we look for a united front to spearhead 2022 with grace and glory, and we know that gradually things will ease for all of us to enjoy the benefits of the good Ghana we all deserve.
Great. Council, how's the Friday going? You look sharp in your suit, by the way.
John, I was going to court this morning.
No, I can't go to court in this multicolored type of...
He's a big man, so...
I'm fine. Just that I think the MPP is going for a conference that will lead them into opposition. So it is the downslide, the beginning of their movement back into opposition.
You're a doom prophet.
But I wish them the best. They need to go back into opposition to restructure their party, take back their party from the Akufados, the Achim mafias who are making the party unattractive. So if that is what the party going into opposition would do, I think for me, I wish them all the best.
Let me tell you, my party is unattractive.
Well,
it will never attract him. But we love our party the way it is, and we believe in the governance and the presidency of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And we'll definitely, as I said, we'll definitely move this country in 2022.
But politics about numbers. Win him over, and you
no, we will not win. We can never win Amaleba over.
You don't like him,
Lawyer Amaleba. No. He will never come to MPP. unless maybe we get him a girlfriend there.
I see. Let's talk about the conference since Council brought it up. What are preparations like?
There are going to be some amendments to Constitution. They've brought the proposals. They've given the proposals for over 1 month now. We've read through it. We're going to see the benefits. What we need to change will change. What we don't need to change will not change. And we believe that at the end of the day, we'll come out successful. It's supposed to tighten the structures of the party. It's supposed to help us strategize well for whatever we are doing. And I believe the same thing should be done to the national constitution, because as you know, we've been using our constitution as for how many years now? About 20 or 30 years now.
The national constitution.
Yeah, for the Fourth Republic. We've been using it since the Rawlins's era. And president after president, we always say that, we need to change certain things in the constitution. We need to adjust certain things. We need to relook at certain things. But it's always like we talk about it, we send people out to do the necessary research and everything, but it comes back to naught. So like what we are doing in the MPP, I believe that we should do it as a nation. We should all come together and decide that, listen, there are certain things, there are certain structures we should change in the constitution, and it will help all of us.
I thought that we had a constitutional review committee under President Mills.
That's what I'm saying. That
every the recommendation,
President
huge
I think under Kufuor we had some reviews under President Mills, and I don't know whether President Akufo-Addo, I think we are still looking at some reviews and everything. And it's like we all become comfortable after we are in office, and it's a little bit of a problem, because I believe we need to look at the constitution very well, like what we are doing for MPP now, and change certain things. And then we'll climax it with a Thanksgiving service, where we would thank God for how far He's brought us, and pray for divine guidance for the next phase, so that doomsayers like Lawyer Amaleba will not get us tight into that corner. We know that things will change. We know that things would get better. We know that in every situation there are flaws, but we know that above all we'll succeed as a party and as one people with one destiny, and for the good of Ghana.
Council, your arch rivals are going to a conference this weekend. What's on your mind?
Well, I've indicated that I wish them well, but I also think that their party has become unattractive. This is a party that won massively in 2016. Then comes 2020, they struggled. They even had to rig the elections before they could be declared as victors. Yeah, they rigged the elections. We all saw that. Indeed.
You are indicting the Electoral Commission.
Indeed.
And the law courts.
Indeed. When they lost parliament, they had to use soldiers to go and shoot their way out to confiscate some seats. It's public knowledge. So, what we are of the view is that they can go. Why Techuma said to shoot people and kill them and take. You are not aware. Go for briefing before you can see. Yesterday they didn't brief before coming here. You need to go for briefing.
Anyone.
They didn't shoot anyone.
We didn't shoot anyone.
The soldiers are working on their own. Oh, you sent soldiers to go and work by killing?
To go and kill.
So, for me, this is a party which is on the downward trend. And I do not think that anything positive can come from their conference. The people of this country are united in their thinking that this is a failed government. People have described them variously. Some say they are the most corrupt government. Some say they are the most worst government. Some say they are the most useless government. So the people of this country have taken a firm decision, just waiting for 2024, so that they can nail it. And so I wish them well, but this will not change their fortunes. That is my conclusion.
I see. Interesting. Well, join us with your thoughts.
It's interesting that Dr. Kwabena Duffuor would say that so far we should give the president his 4-year mandate to come out and deliver well, because he believes that he has more to give. And then we have the head of legal sitting, the legal team sitting here and saying that it's a failed government. And this is someone who is becoming, or he's going to stand for the presidency of the NDC. So if within their own party they have different views, it tells you that they are not united as a party.
I see.
And we look forward to the way forward for this country.
Professor Jampo says that you got Mr. Japan to come and support the campaign, but Nana Addo has abandoned him. And this is the time for Nana Addo to rally the Sammy Crafts, the Paula Focus.
Nobody has been abandoned.
Okay.
Trust the night. You know he's still appointing. Okay. And he can decide to appoint and disappoint anytime.
It's been 1 year.
Don't worry.
Still empty spaces.
Government is for 4 years and not 1 year.
But work starts.
Work starts. People are there working.
The president said he's in a hurry. He told us.
Yes, and he's still in a hurry to finish his work.
Are you sure?
Yes. That's why he's moving around every time to make sure that things are on track. He's not sitting down. He's not sleeping on his job. He's going to make sure that he delivers. Because where we came, where we've gotten to, and where we are going to move this country to, there are 3 different stages, and it's being delivered. Trust me, Johnny.
I see.
There will be challenges. There will be troubles. There will be situations where people would not like some of the things we are doing. But the end result speaks for itself. And we believe that the end result of this government will be something that everyone will be happy with. As they did in 2020, they'll still do it again in 2024. 2020, some people were sleeping and they said that it was stolen. They went to court, they said that it was stolen. The court disabused what they said. They went out onto the street and said that, oh, it's not the court that votes or gives the verdict, so they are going to work hard. Then today they sit down again and say that it's stolen. Okay. So it means that they are in a dilemma. They don't know what they are about. And we leave them to it.
Why should Professor Jampo be surprised or making this statement? You are dealing with a vindictive president. Akufo-Addo is a vindictive character. So don't be surprised that
you can demonstrate that.
I will show you.
You have to demonstrate that.
You can use all the vocabulary.
You have to withdraw.
No, I won't withdraw. I'll show you. All the people he felt were not on his side when he was opposition leader. See whether he has appointed them.
For example?
And see when there was an attempt to bring back Paul Afoko by the Asante-Hene, see his reaction. I'm saying that in politics, if you have a divisive character like Akufo-Addo as president, then you will begin to see fallouts like what Professor Jampo is talking about. But those of us who know the character of the man know that he's unforgiving. Such conduct do not surprise us. And for me, it is his nature. Once he decides that you are not on his side, there is no way that he would bring you close to him. And so what he's doing by not bringing in those people that Professor Jampo mentioned, one of them is Paul Afoko, is true to his character. And so I'm not surprised. I'm only surprised that Professor Jampo doesn't know this himself.
I'm glad.
It's okay. It has to
no, I'm glad lawyer is bringing this up. It's very good. And they said the way to the wise is not in the north, but with the people. You see, the people should listen to him. And per his submission, what he's telling us that former President Mahama being very vindictive to get Koku Anyidoho, to get my own former Central Regional Chairman of Alote Jacobs of NDC out of the game means that his vindictiveness should not be repeated in 2024. That is what he's telling us. So and I'm glad. I'm very glad he's brought it up because it will work for himself. And Ghanaians should take note and see that once vindictive, always vindictive. So such a character should not be repeated because it will not help in the interest of Ghanaians, if that is what he's saying.
You see,
when someone is wrong, let me tell you one thing, and let it go on record. Nana Akufo-Addo, when he was the candidate Akufo-Addo, was never in support of the chairman, the vice chairman, and the general secretary being suspended from the party.
He should show it now.
He fought it, and at that time, the party said, no, this is where we stand, and this is how we are going.
What was their failing? What was their wrong?
It was they sent them to disciplinary committee, and the committee decided that no, they can't deal with them in the party as they are portraying, as they are behaving. That is not part of the NPP.
Are you aware that there are some people within the NPP who think that Freddie Blay should have never been chairman of the NPP because he doesn't even belong to your tradition? He's pure CPP.
Everybody has his own opinion, but they have some group at a time. Like right now, as he is the head of legal, any legal opinion, they bring it to him. Some people will not support his legal opinion, but you are in a group and you take it as it is. That is how the democracy works. Because we take certain people at certain time to manage certain affairs. And once the people have said it, we have to all come in conformity. We will bring our opinions during the debates and everything. But at the end of the day, once a decision has been taken, it's bounding on the party and on the people. That doesn't mean that they have been sacked into in the party. They are still members of the party. And that is why he demonstrated good faith by bringing Kobna Japan on board. And he went everywhere with him when he was traveling. It shows the good faith of someone who is not vindictive, but someone who thinks about other people and will work with them. You might not know what work he's doing with him now. You might not know where he's sending him tomorrow morning, but at the end of the day, he's shown that good faith. Because if he was vindictive,
we saw Mr. Kwabena Japan after that long hiatus firmly behind the president.
Yes, and it shows if someone is vindictive, you think you let him follow him around, walk with him, talk to him, chat with him, sit down after certain times and have meals with him.
But he's a good
It shows
material.
you that, yes, that is why it tells you that
why is he not being
President
used?
Nana Addo is not vindictive.
Why is he not being
He
used?
will use him at the right time. He knows what he's doing. He's in charge. And he has his timetable or his plan on when everybody should come on board. So if everybody has seen that lawyer Amaliba is saying he's vindictive and he's shown good faith by bringing him on board, and someone has shown good faith by getting them out of the party, getting them out of office. Touch wood, when President Atta Mills died, may his soul rest in peace.
Amen.
Look at how Koku Anyidoho was treated. He was more or less relegated to the background. He was seen as a nobody. And they continued that way till he became deputy general secretary.
Some say Koku Anyidoho brought that up to himself because
he didn't bring that up to himself.
I mean, he's known for that heads must roll.
Heads must roll when
people were sacked on radio stations and text messages and all of that.
So you think as a good material within the NDC, you think as a good material within NDC, he should be kicked out?
Paul Afoko was good.
He should be kicked out.
Paul Afoko was good.
No, we are talking about NDC now.
I'm saying Paul Afoko was
good. And I'm talking about NDC now. Paul Afoko is still an MPP member.
Use the same principle.
Paul Afoko is still an MPP member.
He was your chairman.
And he's still an MPP member. He has not been kicked out of MPP.
So the peculiarity of the matter with the MPP is that you suspended your chairman, your vice chairman.
But we did not kick them out.
Your general secretary.
We did not kick them out. We suspended them as chairman of the party.
Okay.
We suspended him as vice chairman of the party. We suspended him as general secretary of the party. We did not kick them out. Now Koku Anyidoho has been kicked out of the party. Alote Jacobs has been kicked out of the party. It shows you how very vindictive some people are.
Council,
and that will not help us.
What say you? You are sacking, they are suspending.
No.
That's what he's saying.
Koku Anyidoho then Deputy General Secretary, worked closely with John Mahama. So that's a non-starter.
Are you sure?
No,
allow him.
If I'm not sure, I won't be telling you with confidence. And these are matters of fact.
It's not true.
Then Deputy General Secretary worked closely with John Mahama. Now, the second point is that Koku Anyido has not been sacked from the party. So get your facts right before you stop.
That has been what?
The next point is that the next point is that we are talking about people who, during the campaign, you ask them away from the party, you ask them away from the campaign, they helped in the campaign nonetheless, but when you came to power, you've not dealt or you've not been able to give them some positions or bring them to government. That's what we are talking about. So this your submission is misplaced. Wait, when the NDC comes to power, when the NDC comes to power and similar things are happening, then you can now make those comparisons. But for now, this statement of yours is premature ejaculation, and that it is wrong for you to be comparing the two situations. In this one, people helped you, you sideline them, but nonetheless they help you to come to power. When you came to power, you are not minding them. That's not the situation we find ourselves in. So don't compare oranges and apples.
I hear you. Thank you very much. Okay, so it's been a long prelim. There's something here. Transfer of tax revenues by GCB to unknown sources. 52.5 billion. That's the findings there. We'll come to that shortly. But Kwabena Mintah Kanda, MP for Dwaboso, has been speaking on COVID expenditure. I'll share something that I saw yesterday with you, shocking as it looks like. It appears we spent, 32,159,933 cedis, 0.63 pesos on COVID-19 meetings and conferences. Alfred, what kind of meetings are these? That we're in COVID, we're spending 32,159,933.63 million.
Who gave this figure?
This is the audit report.
From who?
Breakdown of Governor of Ghana 2021 COVID-19 expenditures was tabled in Parliament. And I am
it was
shocked.
brought out by the Auditor General?
It's in Parliament. It's before Parliament. It's official.
I haven't seen it.
Well, you don't have to see it.
I have to see it.
It's in Parliament.
If there's a document like this out and you are throwing a figure at me, I'm hearing it from you.
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I haven't got any evidence to that effect.
You have not had briefing.
It's not about briefing. Once it's gone to Parliament, it should have been an open or public document.
It's in the Hansard.
I haven't seen it.
Discussed, it will be in
I haven't seen it.
Okay. Now play.
And you are reading it from your phone for the first time.
Play Kwabena Mintah Kando's video for me, because the question about accountability in terms of our COVID spend, because COVID is still around, the MPP will have his conference this weekend. People will mass up and conversations. Maybe if you are not ready, maybe I'll give the chance to counsel then, and then we can.
You said they should play something.
We can find the video. No, they're looking for it.
Okay.
Counsel. So stepping, have you seen this? Have you seen it?
I've seen it. I've heard it, and it clearly indicates how profligate this government is. And this is about Zoom meetings, not physical meetings where you say that they came and you bought tea for them. These are Zoom meetings. People stay in their various locations and have meetings. And yet, you could spend this figure on meetings. And this is the reason why some of us are saying that when you ask for people to pay more taxes, the current taxes you have collected, how do you spend them? That is key. You have a government that has the penchant for wanton dissipation of resources. And they have the audacity to come back to us and say, we should pay more tax. And I heard Chairman Sabonso say that what the minority should be focusing on is how the money should be used.
Right. Is he wrong?
Very wrong, because we are dealing with a group of people who, when you even draw their attention to wrongdoing, they continue doing it.
Hasn't the president been told that this flying of presidential, what is the name of those things, luxury jets, should stop because we are in critical times, and there's a presidential jet that is conducive for your travel?
They say it's not fit for,
it is not true.
For long travel.
It is not true.
And that's the hiring of the new jet is for the good of Ghanaians.
That is a lie. That's a complete lie.
You went to Germany and brought your vaccines.
These were free ones. If he had slept here, they would have still come. They were free. And so if you have a president himself misconducting himself in this way, what do you expect his ministers to do with our resources? And so, look, this is the reason why majority of the people are up in arms against this Momo tax. Because, come to think of it, you are trumpeting Ghana beyond aid, yet you have borrowed more than all governments in this country. Where is your Ghana beyond aid mantra? Where is it now?
It's still on.
And yet you have borrowed more. Now, after borrowed more, you have nothing to show that this is the amount of resources I have taken and this is what I have done with it. You are now asking for e-levy, Momo tax, and now telling us that that is what will be used for fund planting for food and jobs.
Widening the tax net, that's what the government says.
This is not widening. This is deepening and ensuring that those who pay the tax continue to suffer. Because I put my income on my Momo, which has already been taxed. Why do you tax it again? And so, look, I simply have run out of ideas as to how to deal with this government.
Oh.
Yes. You insult them, they do more. You advise them, they don't take. You beg them, they say, to hell with you. So sometimes I get to my weak points.
Have you given up?
Because of the conduct of this administration, they have no respect for the people of this country.
Somebody will say your presidential candidate in the 2020 election said he's a dead goat.
How is that connected to this?
Well, but you are saying that you talk, you don't listen. You insult, you don't mind you. You beg, to hell with you. Somebody says, you also said that your presidential candidate is a dead goat. I don't know how you want to describe what you are narrating to me now.
I am saying that we have a government today. Why? Was President Mahama flying presidential jets?
He didn't.
Was he flying luxurious presidential jets?
He didn't. From UK?
The
you forgot
times that he flew, the twice that he flew on those jets, which did not, twice, which amount of money is not equivalent close to what the president is flying now. $15,000 or is it pounds?
Pounds an hour.
An hour. President Mahama flew 7,000, and that is the same amount that our presidential jet cost if you fly in our presidential jet. That's the difference. And that was on 2 occasions. The reason was that the presidential jet was grounded because it went for maintenance.
But here we're contemplating to buy a new jet anyway.
And see the one who is championing it. The defense minister, who is an MP for a rural constituency, whose constituency lacks potable drinking water. He's the man championing it. Sometimes, I don't know what happens to us. Whether we are in government for ourselves or we are in government for the good of the people. See the one who championing it. See the one they have pushed to champion it. It is sad that
it is his duty, isn't it?
It is not his duty to bring about proposals that are endemical and do not benefit the good people of this country.
But as defense minister,
in this time and age,
the Air Force, the Army, the Navy. So, based on advice from the professionals within that enclave, they could tell him that we need this at this time.
The Army told him that we need a presidential jet.
Well, they fly it, don't they? The Air Force flies it.
That's not what they want. They want a retooling of their equipment. They want fighter jets.
They told
fighter
you.
jets, yes.
They told you?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
But we couldn't tell the defense minister.
they told me through my members of parliament.
Okay.
They told me through my members of parliament
that is what they
that
want.
is what they want.
Okay. Not a new jet.
Not a new jet for the president, for the comfort of the president.
I hear you. Well,
so look, let me land by saying this. Look, I have heard people say that when you speak this way, and I heard what is his name, their communication director, Yabuabe, that some people wish for a coup d'etat in this country. No. There is no pastor or an imam who will preach about heaven and will not mention hell. That doesn't mean that you want to go to hell. And so when we are talking this way, we are saying that govern the country well for the benefit of the people. That is not contemnous to asking for a coup d'etat. And so I am of the view that the people of this country, if they get to their wit point, will know what to do in 2024.
I hear you. Well, so Oliver, project a document for me, breakdown of Government of Ghana 2021 COVID-19 expenditures. And then you'll see it on your screen shortly. PPEs, it cost us 115,259,838.13. Now, also medicine cost us 57,682,170 cedis and 23 pesos. IPC commodities cost us 652,555,264.84. And COVID-19 meetings and conferences, the parliamentarians say it was Zoom meetings. I'm wondering what kind of data we bought. Yesterday, Dafia Mape was here. He said it. He said there are Zoom meetings.
So say the NDCs are
well, he's on the committee. If the minister has a rebuttal, I'm sure they would have put it out by now.
So don't say the parliamentarians.
32,159,933.63 cedis. Now, the total is 857,650. I can't see that one. Is it 3 or so? 206.83. That's how much we spent, COVIDly speaking. The Ministry of Health, 761,522,967, and then the Ministry of Education got 96,136,240. Play Kwabena Minta Kando's video for me, so that Alfred can also have.
On it, yeah.
Yes. Now he is the ranking member on the health committee in parliament. Is the MP for Dwaboso as well. He's been championing a lot of those abandoned hospitals, this, that. Play that video for me quickly in parliament.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to begin my submission with an application to your seat. Mr. Speaker, there's a looming danger because service providers of the National Health Insurance Scheme, they are threatening that any moment from now, they are going to withdraw their services. Mr. Speaker, at this time of COVID pandemic, we risk high or escalation in numbers of the COVID cases in this country if we sit aloof for this to go on. Mr. Speaker, the reason is simple. It is as a result of the delay in the payment of the health facilities, the claims of the health facilities. The Speaker, as I speak to you now, the arrears for 2020 is in excess of 1.7 billion Ghana cedis, and what is due for 2022 is in the region of about 2.5 billion Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, you know, as a matter of law, that the ministry, after the collection of these levies, must forward these monies to the National Health Insurance Fund for the onward payment of the service providers. Mr. Speaker, if we don't invite the minister responsible for health, responsible for finance, to come and answer questions why the delay in the payment of this fund, Mr. Speaker, we risk seeing the service providers withdrawing their services. Mr. Speaker, now on COVID expenditure. Mr. Speaker, Upon critical look at the COVID expenditure, I was left with no option than to agree with the people who are calling for a bipartisan probe into the COVID expenditure. Mr. Speaker, we realize that if you check the 2022 budget, about 573.41 million Ghana cedis has been allocated as seed money for recapitalization of Development Bank. The Speaker, COVID money, when we are going around looking for money to combat COVID, the Speaker, we are using COVID money for recapitalization of banks. The Speaker, I'm struggling to see the correlation between the establishment of the bank against COVID-19 pandemic. The Speaker, again, we looked at the expenditure of about 857.6 million, and some of the items are very, very interesting. Mr. Speaker, I'll share a few with this House. The Speaker, we realize that about 107 million Ghana cedis was used to purchase nose mask. 107 million. Mr. Speaker, again, we also realize that about 254 million, and I repeat, 254 million Ghana cedis was also used in purchasing hand sanitizers, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, so that's Kwabena Mintah Kando is the MP for Chaboso. He's also the ranking member on the Health Committee in Parliament. And I hear that the IPC, which I quoted to you, is full of hand sanitizers, by the way. And then we did Zoom meetings for 32 million. I'm wondering what kind of data we bought to do on infrastructure. But Alfred, this was in Parliament, captured by the Hansard. In Parliament is a meeting of, it's a house of records, as they say. Yeah. What do you say? Now I've showed you evidence.
No, this is not evidence. This is one of the NDC MPs talking about it.
As a ranking member.
Yeah, but he's talking about it.
in Parliament, House of Records.
Allow me, are you watering down what he said?
I'm not watering it down, but okay. I'm saying that he's stating his his concerns about certain things he's seeing.
Okay.
So I'm yet to see the records and fight about it and talk about it.
So he has spoken
but
now.
Coming from where he's
coming
indictment
from. No, coming
on you.
from what
where,
do you say?
No, it's not an indictment on us. These Auditor General has come out with this findings. As you said, this Auditor General. I don't know which of the COVID accounts he worked on, but at the end of the day, he's come out with all these findings. We have the minister to come out and respond to it. I haven't heard the minister's response. I haven't heard anything that they've talked about. It's news to me that Akando is just pushing. I think because he's dressed nicely, he needed to be seen.
That's not fair.
No, I like his outfit.
I like the suit too, but it's not because he's dressed nicely.
It's solid. He needed to stand up and talk so that we see that he's on point.
He's on point for a long time.
He's on point.
And you know, you know the way it works in Parliament, you put your what do you call it, your question and all your, and it has to be admitted before you start.
So he started. So we are going to have a series of debates on this what do you call it, on this COVID.
Are you comfortable with the figures being quoted?
He's quoted the figures. It's coming from the document he's seen.
Before the committee.
It's coming from the document he's seen.
Before the committee.
Johnny, would you let me land?
No, if
you keep on interjecting,
he's guiding you.
If you keep on interjecting, I'm not going to deliver well, and the people will not. So you said it once, I've heard you, but I still heard you. Whatever you say, I hear you.
That's fine.
So don't keep don't keep on repeating yourself.
So go ahead, please. Then respond to them.
Thank you very much. Now he's brought out this information. I'll sit down, look at the document in total, and make sure that everything, and where I would have to ask questions, I would ask questions. But you see, it's becoming funny when NDC will say one thing and do another. We are sitting right here in the studio where lawyer Maleba stated categorically that John Mahama never took a private plane for his trips.
That's a lie. Who raised his fingers and said 2 times?
I said,
who raised a finger and
Johnny,
what is 2 for you?
You were here when I said that.
What is 2 for you? What is 2 for you?
Are you sure John Mahama never took a private plane around any of his trips? And he said he did it twice.
If I'm speaking, you are interjecting.
When he finishes,
yes, let me finish. If I'm speaking,
let's be fair to Alfred.
No, he's saying that he asks whether am I sure, and I'm saying that if I am speaking,
Why did I
and
ask
I'm
whether
here
you
to
are
get to
sure?
my point, and you expect me to be a hurricane to finish speaking before you understand? How is that? So I knew that he went on 2 trips, but I hadn't gotten to that point. So you can't say that you interjected before I said 2.
I hear you.
Are you
Thank
done?
you.
Are you done? Can I
Thank you
have
for your
my
intervention.
full?
Go
Can I
ahead.
have my full bite now? It's Alfred's bite now. It's Alfred's bite now. So please, lawyer, whatever it is, write it down.
It takes a lot of heat to bite.
Oh, that is why I'm biting. That's why he's worried. You don't see he's interjecting all the time.
You are lying.
Go ahead.
I don't want
Okay,
lies.
you let me. If I'm lying, just write
Go
it
ahead,
down.
Alfred.
So I'm saying, you sat here and you said that Nanado is traveling in private and he's not listening to anybody and everything, and John Mahama never traveled in this thing and he can take commercial jet. And I said, are you sure John Mahama never traveled in a private plane? Then you said only twice. Twice is not traveling, but it's just maybe
There was a reason
gallivanting.
for it. You see,
Now, when you
he's mutilating my
Counsel, allow him.
He's
You-
mutilating
why
my
are you so
submissions.
pinched?
He's
Why are you so
mutilating my
pinched?
submissions.
Counsel,
He must quote me rightly.
You are
can't
worried
mutilate my prison.
about what
You are
you are saying.
lying.
Counsel,
I'm not lying. Let's repeat it.
You are lying.
Alfred, hold on, gentlemen.
You are lying.
Counsel,
Let's repeat
please
the video.
note your reservations. I shall afford
thank
you
you.
Okay.
time to.
No problem.
That is what a lawyer
That's
and an
right.
NDC
Alfred, go ahead.
senior member
Go
are
ahead.
supposed to do.
Alfred, go ahead.
Thank you. Now you come and you complain, and we don't listen, we don't do this. Which government is a more listening government than MPP? Under President Nana Akufo-Addo. Which government has listened to the people more than enough? Even to the extent that the recent Ajenkwa budget, when the finance minister was sending it to the parliament and there was an issue with it, he wanted to withdraw it and put in the corrections or the issues that have been raised by both minority side and the consent group. Which government under this President Nanado's government haven't we corrected or even gone back to reissue directives that we listen to the people and did that? So when you come and you sit here and you tell me that he's been traveling around, and every travel that he goes on, he brings something substantive, something more important, something more financially sound than what he went the amount he used to, like the vaccines.
Oh, that was free.
Like the vaccines. He went to negotiate on them.
Amalba says
when
they would have
it's
come
free.
anyway
It's
if
free,
he
it's
even
free.
slept here.
It's
you see,
free.
when
It's
he gets
free.
pinched, he
No,
just
don't
keeps
focus on him.
interjecting.
Focus on me. Talk to me.
But you're also interjecting
Talk
me
to
when
me.
I'm
No,
talking.
I'm asking you questions.
You asked me one question, I gave you an answer, so let me continue.
But I asked him questions too. You can't dictate
But
how
this
I
is
do
not
my
a
work.
monologue.
Johnny,
You cannot
this one you are
dictate that.
you are intentionally interjecting.
No, you can't dictate that.
I'm not dictating. I'm telling you
Yes.
that you are intentionally
No, you said he
interjecting
brought
because
both-
I said it's Alfred's
No,
bite.
Alfred,
so let me have my bite.
It's not.
Let me have my bite.
It's not an open check.
Oh,
you have
so I can bite.
It's not an open check.
You are biting, but I can
I'm
bite.
saying that.
Hey,
I'm
Johnny,
saying to you that.
Are you being fair?
I'm being fair.
You are not a listening. What do you call it?
I wasn't
Like
elected.
Nanado.
I wasn't elected. Now I'm
But
saying
you're brought into the
I'm
chair.
saying that I'm
Uh-huh.
saying that you are suggesting that the president's travels brings us good things.
Yes.
I'm saying like what?
And I gave you an example, like the vaccines.
And
And
I'm saying
I'm
to
telling
you,
you that I'm not listening to Amaliba because
Okay.
Amaliba doesn't know what he's talking about.
It was free.
The vaccines, whether
For
it's free
African
or
countries.
not, whether it's free or not, look at how many the other African countries got, and look at what we got.
Oh.
And then now they even turn around to go and tell the people
Okay.
that when you even take the vaccine, you are going to change your mind and vote for MPP. So people should not take the vaccines. You think they are being fair to Ghanaian people? When especially we know that this vaccine is going to at least help you. We are worried about the people who are going to die out of this. Over how many 1,000+ people have died out of COVID-19, and we want us to sit down and watch people die.
Okay.
When we can get an easy access through the president's intervention, traveling around to make sure that we get certain things, traveling around to make sure that we are supported in one way or another, traveling around to make sure that things are going on as they should. So let us not take this as a baby
I hear
cry
you.
from NDC
I-
or lawyer Amaliba.
I-
Let us see it as a serious government intervention that is helping to build and restructure this country
Now,
to the destination that we hope it.
I think
to
you have
get to.
responded enough to Amal, but now let's come back to the figures we quoted. And please project the document for me again.
I've seen
my-
the document.
Rana,
I
wait,
talked
Hold
about
on.
it.
My understanding is that these were documents that were presented to the Health Committee in Parliament by the Minister for Health himself. So,
But
there's-
once they've done that, it's the minister who will present
yes,
it.
so but there's no dispute who brought it properly before
I'm
Parliament.
saying
I'm saying
that
that.
I'm awaiting the minister's
How-
comments
how
on
is
it
it
because
that-
the minister should respond.
Yes,
Don't call him to
but
respond
how
to
is
it.
it that we spend 32 million on Zoom meetings? I'm wondering.
And
what
I
kind
don't
of
believe
data is
it's-
it? MTN data.
I don't only believe that it's Zoom meetings.
Vodafone
there are
data,
other meetings that
Airtel
have been
Tigo
going
data.
on. And it's not just one meeting; it's across the whole country. Johnny, you say let us not treat it as if, oh, it's maybe a small meeting that was held at the Ministry of Health and everything. Meetings across the country, meetings in various regions, 16 regions, in districts, 275 districts and everything. When you put them together, it's a lot. And it's not just one meeting that was held, various meetings. When the COVID came, we all saw the rush. And every time people were moving helter-skelter, people were traveling up and down to make sure that things have been put in place, checks have been done, everything is going on as planned. So all these things are cost. It doesn't come for free. Even the person traveling, when you move from here to your station in Kumasi, they will pay you for it. They will give you extra allowances for it. They will give you fuel. They will give you hotel. They will give you all these things.
Even when you are doing Zoom meetings, you get all those ones.
It is not all cannot be Zoom meetings. It can all or not be Zoom meetings.
If it were your own company, would you spend 32 million?
And I am telling you that meetings? It is not all Zoom meetings. You can't conclude that.
No, I'm asking you if it's your
you are sitting in the studio and concluding that they are Zoom meetings.
If it's it came up in Parliament too. They said Zoom meeting. The minister was there.
Have they written it?
I am saying.
Have they written it that it was Zoom meetings?
Question. I'm saying that if it were your company, Alfred Thompson, would you spend 32 million on meetings?
And Johnny, I am telling you that they have not written it there that they are Zoom meetings only. So I cannot conclude on that. Your question.
Not Zoom meeting. I'm saying if it were your own company, would you spend 32 million cedis in a country that's broke, as we've been told by the gentleman Jackson and the finance minister?
If it's to save lives at a particular point in time, I would do that. So because when you look at the time that we are in within this COVID era, look at countries that closed down for months, that they were not able to operate. Even as we speak now, borders have been closed. The people are not making income because borders have been closed.
That is wickedness.
It's not wickedness. You have even seen how recently the South African variants has moved.
The Omicron.
Yes, moved and ravished or come into the country. All these are micro things that you would take it as something as trivial as you like. But at the end of the day, it kills people.
Has the government been prudent in its management of COVID-19 funds?
I believe that they've done everything within their will and power to make sure that the funds are approved and dissipated in the manner and the best way in which it should serve this country. So,
for example, the Board of Trustees, are they able to account? Because the last time I heard her ladyship, Sophia Kufu, she said she can account for the monies, but the consumables, we're not too sure. But all are involved. I remember that you gave us a budget of 54 million.
I believe you've spoken to her and she's told you that she can account. I don't see anywhere that she said I cannot account for what has been given to me. And I believe she's a noble person, a legal person, and she knows the pros and cons of everything that she's doing. So she wouldn't come and tell you that I cannot account for it when she knows I can't account for it when she knows she can't account. This morning,
a NAPCO beneficiary who has not been paid.
Are we done with this?
I'm coming. This morning, a NAPCO, I'm trying to connect it. A NAPCO beneficiary who has not been paid their September, October stipends as promised. They have not been given permanency. They have been asked to stay on. They have worked from October, November. They are in December. They don't know when the money is coming. If they hear that you spend 32 million cedis on meetings,
they will be giving money this December.
If you hear that they spend 32 million cedis on meetings, they will not be happy with you.
Johnny, I believe that they will be giving their salaries or stipends this December, and let us believe and support them to get it, because they will need it for Christmas, they will need it for New Year, and they will need it to also survive. So I believe that that is a topic on its own. And I am saying that they brought this to Parliament. They're going to debate on it. We are all going to hear the pros and cons about these figures. And where we have to ask questions, we'll ask questions. Even as a government, when people have spent money that they didn't spend well, the government, I believe, will crack the whip. And definitely people would have to answer questions. So I believe in the government I'm working with. I believe in the government I'm serving. And I know that at the end of everything, this is going to work out well. So no matter how much people play politics with it, they can.
Oh, you think people are playing politics?
Oh yes, they'll throw big figures and everything. I'm only by sitting here and saying so many things. And look at where he went to pass with presidential jet and everything.
A document brought before Parliament by the minister responsible for health.
Yes.
And you say that's politics?
I didn't say you are playing politics. I
Okay.
said people are playing politics with it.
Okay.
Did I say you were playing
No,
politics?
I'm just asking.
Johnny?
I'm saying.
No,
you're
I said
saying
people
that
are playing politics.
People like who? Amaliba.
Yes.
Okay. Minta Kando too.
Oh,
I'm
but
the
you
soft-
think they
I'm
wouldn't?
the soft
You think they
target,
wouldn't?
isn't
You think they wouldn't enjoy playing, throwing about figures? Oh, they spend so much on understand Zoom meetings and everything, where they haven't even written in the document that it was a Zoom meeting.
I am reading. I'm looking at the 30th June 2020 dummy check that was given to the National COVID-19 Trust Fund.
You
from
answer those questions.
The Nation Builders Corps,
Yeah.
who have not been paid.
Yeah.
We gave 525,000 cedis
Yeah.
as donation to the National COVID-19 Trust Fund, but NAPCOnians have not been paid. You are assuring that they will be paid.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Anya
I'm telling you that
Dr. Anya sat where Amaliba is seated
Yeah.
on his birthday in an
Oh,
all-white apparel.
no wonder someone wrote there that this place is an NDC seat and they've made me come and
Well,
sit in the NDC seat. and
Dr.
sit in the
Anyas,
NDC.
well, yesterday, 2 days ago, an NDC and NPP.
And so I was wondering
NDC
why.
man sat.
yes.
In fact, yesterday, HA sat here. Dafia Mako sat here. So
That's why they are saying it's an NDC
it's
seat.
an open seat. but then Dr. Anyas sat where Amaliba is sitting on his birthday in an all-white dress, and he said that in 2 weeks, the people of NAPCO were going to be paid their monies.
Yeah.
It has been more than a month.
Have you called him to check on
He
him?
has not spoken. He should keep his word.
No, have you called him to check on him?
Ecclesiastes chapter 5
because
verse
you
5.
see, listen,
When you promise,
sometimes
it's better
payment
to
comes
promise-
in phases. Yeah, you know about finance a bit. Sometimes payment comes in phases.
Okay.
At a time, how much they have is what they will pay out. So once government is paying and has shown good faith that they are paying the people, let us believe in them and know that they will pay. They will pay. And I can tell you as an assurance that government is going to pay.
Government to pay.
Minister of Finance will pay.
Okay, I hear you.
Trust me.
The NAPCO boss, the people couldn't trust the NAPCO boss. How do they trust you?
I am telling you that, trust me. When I say they will pay, they will pay.
Big one. Okay, NAPCO, he said they will pay you. Well, good
I will
morning,
plead,
Johnny.
I will plead with them to just have a little bit of patience. But I believe that this December they should get their monies.
They are hungry.
By next week latest, I'm sure they will get their monies.
They are
I'm hoping.
You're also
And
giving
I'm praying
timeline.
I said I'm hoping and praying that by next week they should get their monies.
That's a
because
timeline.
At the end of the day, they need the money for Christmas. They need it for New Year. They have families and everything. So we believe that once they get it, it makes them happy. So whatever the machinery can do to make sure that they get their monies, I'll plead with the machinery to do that. They should look at them as their little brothers, as their children, and help them to get it because it helps them. But at the end of the day, you know, when you are broke or when you don't have money, you feel so much. Sometimes it can turn you into depression, and it hurts, especially when you expect the person to go to work. And the person has to move every day, borrowing money from the parents and other people, friends and other things. Because some people might not even have parents. So we'll plead that where money is due, for especially people's salaries, let's try as much as possible to make it due to them, so that at the end of the day, we all gain.
How is it that an organization that cannot pay its people is donating 525,000?
That is a past donation.
Is what?
It's a past donation. It's
Well,
not recent.
in June, the payment delayed, but they paid 525,000.
Misplaced
When? Last
priority.
June?
Yes.
They paid just this last June.
No, I'm saying in June 2020.
No, I'm talking about this payment. Was
But,
it this last
but I'm
June?
saying in June 2020, if you ask the NAPCO people, they'll tell you their payment delayed. And in that same June, 30th of June,
I don't
we
believe
gave
their payment delayed.
520. I've been following NAPCO since 2018.
What
when
are
it
you-
was
what
launched.
do you believe?
NAPCO, they are being paid.
And I'm saying that in June of 2020, NAPCO payments delayed.
Do you
But the
know-
same
do you
NAPCO
know-
gave
Do you know,
525,000.
I work with a bank.
Yes.
I have worked with a
Right.
bank. Do you know sometimes when you send monies to the bank, it delays in payments?
That
only,
much.
only 3 days, 4 days.
Sometimes, you know, it
Only
that
three
much.
days, 4 days.
Oh.
For 3 months.
Council, allow him. Only 3 days, 4 days.
Cancel. I'm sure he's
No,
been
no,
so
no, no.
pinched
Go ahead,
that
go ahead, go ahead.
he doesn't
No,
want
I
me to even
cannot-
talk.
I cannot
So should
be
I leave
sitting
the
down.
floor for you?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Should I leave the floor for
Alfred,
you?
you have the floor.
Down for you.
You have
to
the
So
floor.
tell him that you should keep quiet.
You have
and
the
let me-
floor, you have
He
the
should
floor.
just give me that the
no,
little
Alfred,
respect I
Alfred, you
need
have my
from you.
attention. Alfred, you have my attention.
Yeah, I'm a
Go
legal
ahead.
person. oh.
Alfred, you have my attention.
Thank you very
You are
much.
fighting with your lawyer.
He's my legal man, so he shouldn't treat me that way. His president is a legal man. You should treat him with enough respect. He's your senior man. So at least relax for
He's a
us.
senior at the bar. Eh?
Yeah, he knows it, and he knows that they give them the
No, that's diversionary.
necessary
Focus on the
respect.
distance.
They give them the
Focus on the main
necessary
issue. You are
I'm coming back to it. I'm
Yeah.
coming back
Yeah,
to it.
so you go.
Listen, I will allow him, please.
Hey, Amaliba, today, when you finish, I'll buy you Wachi. I'm sure he's hungry this morning.
Go ahead, please.
Coming back to it, Johnny, did they pay them or did not pay them?
I'm saying
at the end of the day, they pay them.
I'm saying that.
You are saying that at June, that money was being given out by NAPCO. They did not pay the beneficiaries.
Right.
These monies that were given by NAPCO,
Their payment delayed. That's what I said.
their payment delayed by a month, a few days,
Right.
or two. And I'm telling you that sometimes it even comes out that when you send, you know, when you are moving from one financial institution, maybe if I'm with NIB and you are with NIB and I'm paying you, it can even happen within a second or within a day.
Right.
And actually, it's at the end of the day that they press auto or approval, then everything goes through because it's a long list.
Right.
But when it's moving from one bank to another, even though there's that interoperability and everything, sometimes there are delays because the cross checks and everything, and you have
3
to,
months of
and
delay is
listen, you are talking
unacceptable.
about 100,000 people, their jobs.
Dr. Anya said 117,000. Ken
So-
Ofori-Atta said 97,373. President Akufo-Addo says 100,000. Who do we believe?
President Akufo-Addo said 100,000
Yes.
because we were supposed to take 100,000.
I'm saying, who do we believe?
I'm coming. I'm giving you the
Okay,
analysis.
give me.
Dr. Anyas is the one who is at the helm of affairs.
Okay.
So definitely there maybe he has added other staff that are working with him or something, or maybe people that maybe were taken on immediately after. And there
And
are
what
things
about
that
Ken
happen.
Ofori-Atta?
Ken will be giving the figures.
He spoke in Parliament.
He will be giving the
97,373.
figures. So once he's giving the figures, he'll go and give the figures that he's been given.
And who gave the
So
president the figures?
at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that
Who gave the president his figures?
Johnny, it's like you're harassing me
No,
this
I'm not
time.
harassing, I'm just asking.
So I've given you an
You are
answer.
evasive, that's
I'm
the
giving you
problem.
an answer, and you still want. So what exactly
No,
do you
so
want to
you,
hear? So
you
that I say
said,
it for
you said the president...
What exactly do you want to hear? So that I say it
so
for
you
you.
said the president... No, I'm asking you because you said the president quoted 100,000 because he was expecting 100,000.
He was told that 100,000 people are going to be employed, and that
Okay.
was the figure that he was
But
given.
he was speaking from speaking notes in Central
Yes,
Region.
and that was the figure he was given. What you give him is what he will say.
Okay, I see.
Speech writers.
But then...
But you don't expect the president to write his own
But then-
speech.
but
You
then-
know that,
He's
Amaliba,
push- he's
please.
pushing it to
Please.
speech
Allow me,
writers.
but have you seen the allocation for 2020 and even 2021 or maybe 2019 as well for NAPCO? If you do the tabulation as a figures man, as a finance man, it doesn't add up to the 100,000 figure that's being thrown around.
Oh, but you know, in employment, some people will be taken as permanent, so they'll move out. Some people would fall off. They'll say, listen, I don't want to work again. I don't like the job I'm doing. So definitely the figures will drop after some time.
So if the figures
And-
drop, then you can't be quoting 100,000 because if you calculate 700 Ghana cedis, 700 Ghana cedis
Let me tell you
by
something.
a month by 12, that's 840 million annually. If now the figures or what you're allocating is dropping, you can't continue quoting 100,000. That would be disingenuous.
You see, Johnny, you keep on trying to mix the things up, and I keep on explaining to you, and I don't know whether you are refusing to understand or refusing to hear me, or you want to listen to.
Maybe you're not
And let me
explaining
tell
well
you,
enough.
let me
You're not
tell you.
explaining well
So let me
enough.
do it the last time.
Explain well
Let me
enough.
do the
Right.
last time, and please listen to me.
Yes, explain
Don't
well now.
interject and
Explain
let me
well.
explain it.
Yes, go ahead.
Now, when you employ people, my target is I want to employ 100,000 people. You've employed 100,000 people. Whilst the people are working, some will fall off. Touch wood, some will even die. Some will say that, listen, the job has taken me permanently, so I'm no longer on NAPCO because they can't get double salary. So definitely they will move out of that place. So when Minister of Finance is quoting 97,000, then it means that over 6,000, 7,000 have been given permanent 97, so about 3,000 have been given permanent employment, or they found themselves jobs, because this thing is supposed to be a stopgap event for the time when people were sitting at home and they don't know their faith in this country.
I hear you.
And so when Amaliba and his people sat down and watched some people to form the Association of Unemployed Graduates, and we have come in to give over 100,000 jobs, and now he is blaming us that, oh, we didn't do well by giving the 100,000 jobs. I leave it to God, the country, and the people to judge.
Do you know what's
But at the
interesting?
end
Do you
of
know
the
what's
day-
interesting?
At the end of the day, people will fall off. People will be employed permanently. The
Alfred,
figures that are being quoted
Alfred, this is my final
are
question
different
to you.
figures, because Dr. Anyas will tell you that, listen, when I was starting the NAPCO, I started with 100,000, 117,000. That doesn't mean that at the end of the day, if today some people have been given full employment and now minister has come to parliament and is quoting 97,000 as people are paying directly, is the same as what Dr.
Do you know?
Anyas is
Do you know
saying.
what's?
There are two different
Do you know what's
scenarios.
interesting? After the president spoke on a radio station in Bono in August. Dr. Anyas was here sometime in September or so, and he was October in his birthday, and he spoke weeks after the president had spoken. So he was giving us real figures.
That is risen to 117. Yes.
And I'm saying, look at the allocation in the budget.
And when did the minister say that?
And I'm saying, look at the allocation in the budget.
And the budget shows that it's less than 100 now.
Okay.
It's less than 100,000. Allocation in the budget shows that is less than 100,000.
Anyway.
And so it buttresses my point that I'm making, that some people have been given permanent employment.
Okay.
Some people have been given, they've left the NAPCO, the NAPCO system. And
out
they are
of
now,
frustration.
Yeah, it could be out of frustration. It could be out of delight that they've gotten a permanent job. It could be out of this and that. This I'm starting my own. Okay. Because don't forget that there are other, NIP is giving other services to people who want to start their own businesses and everything. So people who have got training can also go and start their own business. And that is also a plus for the government that we should praise. That a lot of people are getting facility or funding from the government to start their own business. And these are young people who need that necessary push. They want to start something, but they can't get the necessary funding from even the banks and everything. Because most banks are adverse to startups. If you look at the banks in Ghana,
let's be fair to Amaliba. We'll give him a few in his opposition, so we'll give him small time. But then
he hasn't been fair to me because
I'll be looking forward to NEIP, for example, telling us which sectors the people they have sponsored are in and how many people have been employed through that facility and how well those businesses are doing and who the beneficiaries are. I'll be happy to get that detail from.
But you can go to the office and you can get all.
Well, good morning, Johnny. Merry Christmas to you and your wonderful viewers. The finance minister has been asked to do a resit for the budget he presented. He has to understand that whenever you do a shoddy work, resits awaits, and Joe Wise will not mislead you again. Henry in Koko. Good morning, TV3. Naturally, Mr. Nanado is right for nothing. Well, I saw the president had a doctorate, an honorary doctorate degree. Well, for now, not bringing people into his government who does not support him, but politically he is wrong because party is for all. I wish the MPP well in their conference, and Ghanaians are watching how COVID-19 protocols will be implemented. The Speaker, Right Honorable Bagbin, is really a unifier and a leader. Kudos to him, but the e-levy there must be flashed out to save Ghanaians. We are citizens, not spectators. Hashtag from Victor Rapchine. Good morning to you. Parliamentarians are to legislate, but not to seek for their political party interest, but to seek for the interest of Mother Ghana first, then the interest of their constituency. Aaron Babako Kokomisa in Latibia Koshi. Good morning, Johnny. When are MPs coming to their constituents on the e-levy? Everyone in the Hohoi constituency is against the e-levy, but our MP is also not speaking on our behalf. Why? Patrick from Hohoi. John Peter Mewu, you got a missed call. Johnny, the people in government are just making money out of us, so they complain of not having money, but the small we have, they are eating it with all their hands. What's wrong? Have we committed? Era Madenta News site. Boshaba Misty in Gosu Zongo says Ghanaians should support President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Alhaji Bawumia to fight against this COVID-19 because they really care for this country. Regards to Charles Addo, you say he's the incoming Bono East youth organizer hopeful. Good morning. Please inform the NAPCO boss to pay our salaries from September to December. We are suffering. Ima from Tema. Alfred, you had a missed call. It's always a pleasure having you guys on a new day. Thank you for being the voice of the voiceless. As for politicians, we have nothing to tell them. Time will tell. My MP only comes around during elections. We are watching her. Kobe from Dansoman. Oh, that's Esla Usu's constituency, Ablekuma West. Good morning. I'm Eben from Kwabena. The main speaker has brought finality to Article 102 and the rest. So case closed. Joe Wise has now seen his smoothness level, and I like the way Mr. Speaker jabbed him. Next time, I don't think he will trespass again. It should be country first and not party. Okay. Good morning, Johnny. Please, can you believe that school feeding caterers have not been paid their second and third quarter term periods they cooked? There is MPP government. Danny from Borga. Retired Honorable Speaker Kingsford Sumana Bagbin, make it categorically clear his deputy Joe Wise cannot overturn his ruling, and so therefore his action was in clear breach of the Constitution and their own standing orders. Anybody who misinterprets what he said can only be parading mischief or useless propaganda. There's no way he can be a puddle to the executive to be gagged to do what's contrary to the Constitution, supervise a decision that goes against the standing orders of Parliament. Alaji Willie P. in Efiekuma. Finally, Sule Insuyani KTK says, no government in Ghana's history managed to deliver and fulfill its promises to the good people of Ghana than His Excellency President Akufo-Addo's led government in terms of healthcare, employment, sustainable energy, industrialization, education, transportation, agri, railway, and prudent banking, etc. His Excellency Akufo-Addo is a generational thinker. Let's support him to transform Ghana for all. The battle is still the Lord's. That's what he says. The battle is the Lord's. Council, let me lend you 2 minutes and let's see.
Then 1 minute for me.
No,
This
you
battle-
have spoken at length.
This battle, this battle is now the Satan's, you know,
Oh,
because the kind of excruciating pains that we are going through because of poor management of this country. You said this man, you heard Dilex man, Joe Jackson, my good friend, say that look, the reason why they are piling up these taxes is just because we are broke. The question to ask is the same question Nana Akufo-Addo asked when he went to meet his party people in London. Na sikano wahe. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, sikano wahe, they're borrowing. Where is the money? So you asked him whether they have not had their priorities wrong. And he was trying to justify their spending and expenditure. And I think that that is not showing love for the people of this country.
okay.
You cannot dedicate such a huge amount to the COVID vegetables and green food and contemporary. Dawa. Where are those people going to get the money to buy those things? Huh? So I think that we are dealing with people whose penchant is just to grab. They see coming to power as spoils of war. The resources are now spoils of war. You share them among people. That's how they see the resources.
Thank you very much.
Do you know the funny thing?
Why? If you speak, I speak.
About this
If you
whole
speak,
thing.
I speak.
Where a government,
If you speak,
My
I
director
speak.
says you have had enough.
When you speak,
Happy
I
birthday
speak.
to
When you
Chief
speak, I
Executive
speak.
Officer
Take
of the
your pen.
Strategic Communications Africa,
birthday to
Madam
Auntie
Esther
Esther.
Koba, our own Auntie Esther, sweet and fantastic. We love you. This from your entire management and staff of Stratcom Africa and Etanam say here at Media General. Also to you, Empress McLady, and to Mr. and Mrs. Lamte, your birthday is due. And also to you, Madame Na Kweko Ajay, Managing Director of Zoom Lion Domestic Services. Happy birthday to you. This is from Mr. Benjamin Royce Tay, Managing Director of Gold Orchard Ghana Limited. And to W01, Ode in Tinyame of the Ghana Air Force Base. The Lord bless you and keep